What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Setup is a little bit different. I'm trying to figure out, lighting and stuff. Chris and I did move. We moved back home. So, we're kind of figuring out our new space and trying to see, I'm trying to see where I'm going to film and how my lighting is going to go and everything like that. When you guys see right now, it's going to look a little bit dark and it's going to look different than it looks right now as I'm talking because I had to bring out my softbox. So just bear with me. I'm trying to figure things out as I go. Besides all of that, I really just wanted to sit down and film a video for you guys. So I decided to do a foundation review, first impression. I know I literally just uploaded a first impressions video, but I have too many products to not try. Like, I don't want to just leave them sitting there. So yeah, we're going to be trying out a foundation today. I'm trying out the Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear foundation. They sent me a PR package, which you guys will probably see in a little bit once I show it to you guys. But they sent a PR package of their new foundation. So I put it to the test for you guys today. We did a flash photo. We're going to do an end of the day check-in and all of that good stuff. So if you would like to see my thoughts on this foundation, then just keep on watching. Today I'm actually going to be trying out a few Mercier products. The main product I'm trying though is the foundation. They sent me a PR package with their primer, 2 of the foundation shades, also the Mercier translucent powder. There goes my phone. Mercier translucent powder, as well as a concealer. I think this is like a concealer foundation. This is a concealer and then the little puff. So they sent pretty much everything that you would need to achieve like a flawless face. I tried checking online to see if there's anything on there as far as claims and stuff, but I don't think the foundation's out yet. So I'm just gonna read off whatever it says on the card, and it basically says that it's a full coverage weightless foundation and it wears for 15 hours. It feels weightless and comfortable, medium to full coverage, and the color stays true and wears evenly on the skin. It has a matte finish that minimizes imperfections. So it's pretty much like an all-in-one foundation, perfect for somebody like me who likes the coverage and somebody who has oily skin, but also likes a little bit more of that, poreless look. I mean, who doesn't love a poreless look? But yeah, it just says to apply a small amount on the back of your hand, and you can apply it with a sponge or you can do it with a brush if you want a little bit more coverage. That's what it says on here. So I just primed my skin off camera using the Mercier foundation primer, and this one is oil-free. It kind of feels like a moisturizer and it looks like a moisturizer. As you can see, it's right here. And it blends out literally just like a moisturizer. So I just applied that all over my cheeks here. I'm applying it right now. And then I basically did it everywhere on my forehead. I don't know, my chin and my nose. I do have 2 different shades in the foundation. I have the color 2N1 Cashew and the color 3W2 Golden. The golden one looks like it would be pretty good for my skin tone. It might be a little bit too deep, so I might mix in a pump or 2 of Cashew. And then here's a little close-up of how the packaging looks. Very sleek. It has like a brown black striped cap, and it does have a pump as well, as you can see right there. I'm doing a few pumps on the back of my hand like it says. I'm going to take my sponge, just tap it in there. I think golden will be fine as far as shade. So it's not a thick feeling, heavy feeling foundation at all. Applying it, it feels very thin. Not too thin, but it does feel pretty thin. As far as coverage with a sponge, it's not as full coverage. You can still kind of see my acne right here, but it does even out the skin tone. This is how my skin looks with a few pumps using the sponge, and it looks okay. It's like a natural demi-matte finish, and the coverage is definitely like a medium. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same amount of pumps. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 full pumps, but I'm gonna use my Morphe M439. I feel like that, like it always with the brush gives more coverage, so this is no exception. It does the same, more coverage so far. I would probably use this foundation with a brush because the sponge just doesn't give me, the coverage that I personally would want. I wonder if I were to scoot back, if the light would hit better. It's also not applying streaky at all with a brush. Usually, sometimes when the foundations are a little more runny, they tend to get streaky on my face, but this one isn't streaky at all, and it's easy to blend. Okay, I think this will work temporarily. I just put one of my soft boxes on this side to kind of even out the light. But I have the foundation all over my face now, and I will say I do like the way it applies a lot better with a brush. Having the foundation on my skin, I wouldn't say it feels lightweight or weightless. I do feel like I have makeup on my skin, but the finish of it is nice once you kind of build it up to the coverage that you want or that you need. Also, now that it has set, it is pretty matte. It looks kind of dewy on me for some reason, like around here, but it is a very matte finish. The color is pretty good. The color is basically on point. It's just a little tiny bit more warm than the rest of my body, but it works. So far, it's great. It is, you know, medium to full coverage. It does have a matte finish. It does make my skin look really smooth. The only thing is that so far it doesn't really feel like weightless. So from here, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, and then I'll check back in with you guys in just a few. Okay, so I pretty much finished off the rest of my makeup, and I must say that once the foundation sets a little bit more, it looks a lot better, but it is kind of clinging on to any dry spots that I have. So for example, right here where I have like my acne and my scars around my cheek area, it's kind of starting to cling on to those areas, but other than that, I feel like it looks fine. Do I think it's a medium to full coverage foundation, or do I think it's buildable? It is buildable. It does provide a nice coverage. Do I feel like it's a weightless or lightweight foundation? That I would have to disagree with. I don't think it's lightweight. I do feel like I have the foundation sitting on my skin, but it doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't feel cakey at all. It's just not like a super weightless. It does have a pretty matte finish, but it's not too matte to the point where your face looks flat and it looks dry. It does have more of a semi or a demi matte finish, however you want to say it, but I like the finish of it. As far as the flash photo, it doesn't have flashback, which is good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in at the end of the day like I always do. That way you guys can go ahead and see how the foundation is holding up. This does claim to be, I think it said, a 15-hour wear. I'm not going to wear it for 15 hours. I'm just going to wear it until before I go to bed. So we'll see about how long that is. But just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how it's holding up, you know, within a few hours. Okay, sorry about the lighting. It's very off. But right now it is 9:10 p.m. So I've been wearing the foundation for a few hours. I'm going to get up and close so you guys can see how, you know, it's holding up. It is holding up quite a bit. What I will say is that it's kind of wearing off around my under eye area, as you can see here and right here. And it is kind of getting a little bit oily, but as far as the foundation staying in place and staying on, it most definitely did. It did not start to fade anywhere. It hasn't broken up anywhere either. It's all still intact. The only thing is just that it's getting a little bit oily. I mean, there's really not much else I can say. I mean, the foundation looks good. It doesn't look bad at all. As far as the color, you can kind of see it's a little bit too warm or too yellow for me, but that can also be easily fixed by using another shade that's a little more neutral. And just a side note, this is how my foundation looks without using a setting spray. When I finished my makeup, I did not go over top with a setting spray. All I did was set my under eyes, and that was it. Here's a close-up. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. It wore off. Here it's kind of dark. Also wore off on this pimple that I have on my forehead that's very annoying. But everywhere else, still intact. My face looks nice and glowy. Those are basically my thoughts on the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear foundation. It's a nice foundation to kind of wear here and there when I want to try something a little bit different. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any other questions about the foundation, just leave them down below in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video.